I'm Jessica Minton for IP Times TV, and joining me today is Doreen Mogovero, who's going to give us a little bit of a preview of what to expect for tomorrow's retail sales. Thank you again for joining me. It's always a pleasure to see you.
Thank you.
So, with consumer confidence, it is increasing more. Is that surprising when we do see the payroll tax hikes in January, as well as the sequestration cuts in March?
Well, I hate to be sort of a downer, but I don't think that the confidence numbers really mean that much. I mean, if you take it on a scale from zero being where we were at the beginning of where the financial crisis hit, and 10 being where we were previous, maybe we're 2, which is certainly better than it was, but certainly nowhere near what it should be or could be. So yes, they are getting better, but I'm not sure that they're really good yet.
Because this does go back to something you had mentioned to me before the last time we spoke, that there still is this disconnect between the market highs as well as the economy. Now, when we do see, the Dow, S&P hitting these highs, but it's not really reflecting as much in the job numbers, does it seem as though the wealth effect has been dwindling down since the recession? Does it seem like it will ever come back?
Well, I think the wealth effect is really based on the fact that people feel good about themselves and wealthier perhaps than they normally feel when the market goes up because they're fully invested. You've got a market here in which investors are not even close to being fully invested, if invested at all. So how much the wealth effect really has relative to a retail investor or to someone on Main Street, I think there probably is a disconnect there as well because they're not in the market. They're not feeling it.
And finally, based on some of the retail sales data, well, the previous retail sales data, obviously it was down in March, but it did edge up a bit in April. But when we do look at the retail earnings and their forecast for the future, does it seem like we will get a good number tomorrow, or does it seem more it's mixed?
Well, I'm trying to remember all my retail sales earnings and my retail companies, and I think that the earnings were very mixed. And I think, you could pick and choose where the good spots were and where they weren't. I think if you take out autos, which I think were better and good, there was a very mixed variety of earnings there. And I think most of the companies guided very cautiously forward. And I think that's what you're going to continue to see. I think this market gives the appearance that the economy is moving along with it. Obviously, as we just talked about, it's not. It's still disconnected. And I think people are still being very cautious with how they spend their money.